I will cut more of this one off if I have to. It still looks a little long. I think I have more of that one down too, though. Butter. Butter biscuit. No, baby. The two people that know about my day. My butter boy. Oh, there's the three people that I talked to all day today that already know all my business. I feel so bad, dude. I wrote some people books today because my day was wild. Yeah, I feel like that, except for the note I got in the mail. Except for the note I got in the mail. That one's got me a little upset. But before I freak out, I'm gonna do a bunch of calling tomorrow and find out exactly what's going on, because I still don't understand it. Yeah. So no, today was wild. Matter of fact, when my husband woke up, I was like, "Let me tell you about my day," and I give him like the whole rundown, and he's just going, like, not even registering what all I'm saying. And I didn't even get to tell him that my doctor's appointment got moved to Thursday. I was so busy telling him everything else, I completely forgot to tell him that my doctor's appointment's moved to Thursday. Today was nuts, man. A big thank you to everybody who had to deal with my crap today. Thank you to Crystal for talking to me at stupid o'clock in the morning on the phone. You guys were MVPs. I had so much crap going on. I ended up getting some pretty good sleep though after everything calmed down. So, basically, I like to do my little 20-minute recaps in the beginning. That way when people rewatch, they can basically just listen for the first 20 minutes and then just be like, never mind type deal. But to recap my day, I got some sleep. So recap my day, it was wild. Had to, and by the way, stick around because, Finnick went to the vet today. Finnick went to the vet, so stick around so you can find out what it was, because it boggled the vet even. But okay, so I went to bed about 2 in the morning, and I woke up at 4:30 because I had to pee, and I couldn't really get back to sleep. I got back to sleep about 5. 6:30 I woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I had to start doing stuff at 7:30 anyways. So I just kind of did whatever for an hour. And 7:30 rolls around, and I appreciate you, Audra. 7:30 rolls around, and I called the mechanic and I was like, "Hey, I got an emergency. I need to tow my car down to you." And he was like, "I don't have any room for it." Like, what? And so I tell him what's going on. He goes, "Well, I probably won't get to it for like a week and a half." I said, "My other part that you ordered for me isn't going to come in for a week and a half. So I was just going to stay down there anyways. So it doesn't matter to me." So I tell him what's going on with it or whatever. And he's like, "Bring it down." He's like, "I'll just have to park it in front of the shop." I'm like, "Okay." So that was at 7:30. And then, I couldn't do a whole lot else because nothing. Oh, I called the auto store to find out about if they had the lawnmower battery I needed, and they're pretty sure I do. Except they do. Except I have to look and see what side the terminals are on. Okay, cool. And that's only going to be like $65 or something. And plus, I can turn in a $10 core, so the whole battery will be like $55. Not bad. I call John Deere, and my tires are $220 a piece at John Deere. And I was like, yeah, that's not happening. So I ordered them off of Amazon, and they were $305 for 2. So I ordered them off of Amazon. Got that done. I found out that John Deere does oil changes and blade sharpening and all that, and it's not bad. It's like 120. It's 200 if you they need to pick it up and bring it back. But 120 for the service isn't bad. It only has to be done like once a year. So, and I don't know if I'm gonna need one or not. Um, and then I stopped and talked to my friend for a little bit. Then I called the tow truck to make sure we are on schedule for 10. And then I called my doctor and told them that I'm out of meds and it's an emergency and I really need to get in. So they told me I could come in tomorrow, which was great. So then I left to go to tow the car. So I get to the car and the car starts, but it sounds rough, but it starts. And so I asked the guy, I was like, he gets it going and he turns it around, he puts it up on the bed, and it don't sound right. It's squeaky and rattly but it's moving. So I mean that's a plus, but it's moving. And I tell him what's going on or whatever, and he hops up on the thing and he opens up the hood and he's looking down in there and he's like, "You have no antifreeze." He's like, "You have no antifreeze." And I was like, that makes sense. I turn around, I look at where the car was parked, and it looked like there was a puddle, like on either side of the car. And I was like, well, is that where it would have been? He goes, yeah, if the hose fell off or whatever. He was like, that looks like antifreeze. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. So something having to do with the radiator hose, radiator, something like that. I'm just worried that if it was a radiator hose, it popped off and fucked my alternator. But I'm not trying to jump ahead of myself. So he puts it up on the bed and he does not make me drive the 2 hours round trip because I had it towed an hour away. So I pay him, give him the key. He tells me he'll text me when he drops it off. I call the mechanic, let him know that the car's on the way and it has no antifreeze. So I'm doing, like, at this point, I'm like, all this stuff I have to do, and it's already only 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm already halfway through my stuff because I decided to make phone calls instead of driving, etc. So I'm like, I'm going to go get my hair cut. So I went and got my hair cut. They cut about an inch off, and then they straightened these, except now this one's looking a little bit longer again, so I may have to do a little bit. They kind of layered the front, not really, but kind of a little bit. So I got that done, and my hair was cut in like 5 minutes, not even kidding, because they just cut off a couple split ends and straightened this out a little bit. So I got my hair done and I'm like, damn, I'm like, it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock. It was quarter to 11 about. I was like, what else can I do? And I called the vet at 8 and I was like, I asked them if they had seen the spot on Finnick's tail when he was neutered. And they're like, no. And they were like, well, send us a picture of it. So I sent a picture and they didn't like reply or anything. So I didn't know if they got it. So I'm driving home and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to stop by the vet and see if they got the picture. So I pull in and I'm like, hey, did you get the picture? And they're like, well, we've been really busy. And they're like, yeah, we have the picture. We just haven't had the vet look at it. And I'm like, all right. They're like, well, just wait a minute. We'll have him look at the picture. And I'm like, all right. So they look at the picture and they're like, you need to bring the dog in because we can't really tell from the picture, which made sense. I figured that was going to happen. And I'm like, all right, well, when can I bring him in? And she was like, well, what about like in 2 hours? I was like, that's fine. She was like, well, she goes, if you want to go get him and bring him right back, because I lived like basically right down the road. She's like, if you want to go get him and bring him back, we can do that. And I was like, all right, awesome. So I go home, I grab him, I bring him back. And I shit you not, this dog farted 8 times at least while we were sitting in that room. You can just hear them just ripping out of him, like it was so bad. And while I was sitting there, I noticed that the spot looks bigger. And I'm like, how is this possible? And so I'm like, all right. So the vet comes in. And he goes, well, what's going on? And I said, well, I said, look at his tail. I said, he's got a spot on his tail. And I said, I just noticed it yesterday. I said, and now it looks like it's even bigger. I said, did you see this when you were neutering him? And he was like, no. And so he's looking at it and he has this, hey, Bubbles. Um, and he's just looking at the tail and he's just got this perplexed look on his face. And he's like, and I'm like, well, what's going on? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, that doesn't sound good. So he's like poking it and Finnick's all right, he's poking it. And then I see him like start to squeeze it. And then I see him get a tissue and I can see that it's like draining a little bit. And I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, but it's more positive because like a tumor's not going to ooze that I'm aware of. So he's like poking and prodding it. Finnick's starting to get a little antsy. And I was like, well, what do you think's going on? He goes, I think he was bit by something like a bug or a snake or something. He was bit by something and it got infected. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, what am I supposed to do for that? And he's still poking and prodding. And I said, well, what do you want to do? He goes, well, I could drain it. And I was like, well, how much is draining it? He goes, free. I was like, drain it? I was like, I would have paid for it. I was just wondering. And so he gets a needle and he's trying to stick it into there and suck the stuff out. Finnick was not having that. There was a girl holding the front of him. I had his front paws. The poor little guy was losing his mind for obvious reasons. So he goes, well, I stabbed it open. Maybe it'll drain some more on its own. It's like, all right. I was like, well, what else needs to be done? I was like, obviously something needs to happen. Some antibiotics, like what all needs to happen still. And he was like, well, I'm going to give him some antibiotics. And so he said anti-inflammatory, but I guess it was a pain pill. It was the same crap they gave him for neutering. If I would have known that, I still had some left. But I was like, all right, well, how much is that gonna be? Because I'm starting to get down to the dollar a little bit for the week. And I'm like, I didn't know if I had to change over some money. I was like, well, the vet visit was supposed to be like 50, and then antibiotics. He goes, oh, the vet visit's not gonna be 50. I was like, oh, okay. So I get out there and I asked them if they have treats. And they gave me a handful of treats because the poor guy had his, butt stabbed. So he ate the treats, all's forgotten. He completely forgets he's at the vet. And so Finnick's whole adventure with antibiotics and anti-inflammatory, draining his tail, and being looked at was $72 and change. I was thrilled. And I asked the guy, I said, I was going to let it go and keep an eye on it for like a week. I said, but it kind of looked like it got bigger. He goes, no, you made the right choice coming in and doing it. And I was like, okay. He goes, well, it should be better. He's like, if it's not, let us know on Friday. And I was like, all right. So I got him done. And then I got a hold of my lawn guy. And he's supposed to be coming in the next couple days. He said he was going to come today. It started raining and I told him not to anyways. I was too tired. And then I asked him if he does oil changes. And he said he can do an oil change. And I'm like, ooh, that's cool. So about 12 o'clock, I laid down. 1:30, I get a phone call from my doctor saying that they can't get me in tomorrow, but they can get me in Thursday, which is, I have just enough emergency pills till Thursday, so that's cool. I was like, that's fine. And then I woke up at 3 because I was supposed to get up with him and we were supposed to do a saltwater tank at 3. And I woke up at 3 and I called him because I wasn't getting up. And I was like, just stay in bed. I'm not getting up. So 5 o'clock rolled around and I was going to get him up for 5. And I was like, I'm still tired. I was like, so I laid in bed till 5:30. And then I got a hold of him. He got up. I told him about the day. And then he got ready for work and everything. And that was my day. And I figured it was going to take a lot more. And I didn't think I was going to get in the vet today. I didn't think I'd get quite as much done as I got today. And then while I was laying here, right after I got up, the guy for the wall called me and he's like, do you still want me to come out? And I was like, yeah. And I'm thinking about it and I'm like, what is it really going to do? Because I have a feeling I know where something's coming in. I just need it out. I need it out. And I don't know if that's going to work or not. And he's supposed to come out for free, but if he charges me anything, I got like $10 to my name because I bought oh yeah, that too. Hold on. I bought the $170 shelves. It's going to cost me about $100 to get my lawn mowed. I had to pay $72 for Finnick. So I kind of went through what we had available but I got it all done, so I'm happy. I was looking at the bills, and I could probably put away a couple $100 a week to start putting money back because I don't know how much the car is going to cost. It could be as easy as a radiator hose or a serpentine belt, or it could be me replacing big, huge parts. I don't know, and I may not know for a couple of days. So that sucks. And then, so everything's good. I'm having a great day. Everything's great. And I'm like, something's going to happen. I go up to my mail because it says my shirt's been delivered from TikTok. And I have 2 packages, which was my shirt and my little ghost face duck. And I have this like really thick envelope. And I'm like, probably has to do with the bankruptcy closing. So I open it up and it says, you know, I paid my last bankruptcy statement, but that I owe my mortgage company $1,142. What? I'm up to date with my mortgage. Like, what are you talking about? Why would I owe my mortgage $1,142? So now tomorrow I got to call the lawyer, I got to call my mortgage company and find out why they're saying this. And I'm like, so I saved all this money and everything was going great. And then now I might be hit with $1,100 for some reason for my mortgage that I don't even understand. I can't even, I'm like, what? It wasn't even included in the bankruptcy. We had refinanced, or not refinanced, but whatevered it. And it wasn't even, it was included in the bankruptcy, but we weren't getting, I still had to pay whatever. So, I don't know why they would say that. My house payment never changed or anything. So, I got to figure out what that's about. If I got to pay that, that's going to suck. Paying for the car is going to suck. But I'm just over here like, so far, everything's going good. I'm not going to stress. I'm just going to keep going, keep trucking. And August is a 5-week month. So that means I'll be able to put a little bit more aside for the month of August. Plus, they're not taking out the, they're not taking out his health insurance yet. So for the month of August, it's a 5-week month, getting pretty much maximum pay. So I should be able to put aside $200-300 a week after I pay the bills, give us some allowance, and have some money left over for the week to help start putting back the insane amount of money I've had to take out of savings. I've taken out $3,000 as it is. And then I don't know if I have to pay this house thing back, and I don't know how much the car is going to cost. So I have to start putting back in savings so we don't end up in a shitty position again. But it's going to take a while for me to get all that money back in there, but hopefully I can start putting a dent in it. And I think August I should be able to put a pretty good dent in it, hopefully. Never fails. I told somebody, I was like, have you watched my last couple lives? And they're like, no, I haven't watched them yet. And I was like, well, you really only need to watch like the first 20 minutes. I've noticed that I basically can recap everything in like 20 minutes and then just BS the rest of the live. And it's been 18 minutes and 15 seconds, and I was right. See, Green, you can go, you can, you got all, listen to all my updates that you already got hit with on text message. And still use your sleepy time meds. I was going to change this out last night, but I had to go to bed. So I'm having him change this one out, and we're going to try to change this one. If it doesn't work, it's just going to come out and I won't have it anymore. I got my bird radio going. And it's already dead. I'm using rechargeable batteries. They were charged. It's already dead. It only played a few times. I didn't even play that often. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? So that's agitating. I had Sissy up by me. We were all sleeping up here. Me and Buddy and Sissy were all sleeping up here. And she had her little Boss t-shirt on. And I woke up and I had to put her on the ground because she wanted to drink. And I woke up and I looked over and she took her damn shirt off. She snaked right out of her shirt. Yeah, they were literally in the charger. They were all charged up. They'd been in the charger for like a day and something. And they're already dead. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't even understand how that could even be. So, and he's like, well, I'll just take the back on and off when we need to because it's done with a little tiny, like, eyeglass screw. You just have to do that, like, every day before work now. But luckily, I have the rechargeable batteries. At least it'll play for an hour or two and then die, I guess. The disposable batteries worked way longer. So I'm agitated, but I also don't want to pay a bunch of money for disposable batteries. So, hello, West Canada. So, what the hell? I got bit by a couple of somethings. I got some itchy bumps on me. I guess I must have got a mosquito somehow in here because I got what seems like to be a couple of mosquito bites. And no, it said it was charged. So I don't know if it just sucked the juice out really quick. You know, it goes every 15 minutes for a while and it just, I don't know what happened. But since they're rechargeable, I can just reset it every day, I guess. But it's definitely frustrating. So, Sunday, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I forgot to talk about it last night on live because I forgot. But, we went to go see the Fantastic Four. We still had the free popcorn bucket. That free popcorn bucket has got us through Superman, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Fantastic Four. We paid $20 for a collectible bucket during Jurassic Park when I went to see Megan, and we've taken it to 3 different movies now to where all we had to do was get a pop, so that was cool. I paid $2 extra per ticket so that we could go to the nighttime show so that we could sleep. Because we were going to get up at 2 to go for the 4:30 show, and we were like exhausted. So we got up at 5 for the 7:30 show. I don't think I've ever gone at night because it's more expensive, but I was like, it's worth it, especially because I'm saving money on popcorn. It was good. Like, don't get me wrong. I've seen the original from 2004, 2007, something like that, and then Silver Surfer, and then I seen the 2015 reboot, and then I seen the one yesterday, the reboot. Which, by the way, there is 2 scenes. There's a scene post-credit or mid-credit and then post-credit. The post-credit one you don't really need to stick around for, just a little cartoon. But everybody was starting to leave, but there was 2. I looked them up. I gotta say that the 2015 is probably my favorite version, but they're all good. I mean, I didn't mind them. This one was, I mean, it was good. It was worth seeing, but it wasn't my favorite. Yeah, the popcorn bucket was definitely worth it. And then what I do with the popcorn bucket is I get it, I fill it all up, get the butter and salt on it because I do it in like layers. And we get there about 15 minutes early. I got it timed to a science. I walked in on the dot, man. We leave 45 minutes early. We get there with 15 minutes to spare. We get our seats. We eat through about that much of the popcorn, drink about that much of the drink, go out, refill it all before the movie starts. But I did have to get up and refill the pop yesterday. I did have to get up and refill the pop. There was a guy. Okay, so I sit in the recliners, and then there's a big space where you walk through, and then the stadium seating starts. There was a guy in the first set of stadium seating, or the second set, I'm not sure for 100%. He was so loud. Like, I could tell he was enjoying the movie, which I did not have a problem with, you know, but I don't know who he was talking to, that I could hear him like he was in my ear, and he did it like the whole movie. I went out. I literally Karen'd. I went out and I was like, there is a dude in there and he will not shut the fuck up. They're like, well, we'll send an usher in. I don't think they ever did because he never shut up. I was like, oh my God, dude. Like, I just want to turn around and be like, shut the fuck up. So annoying. I got this from Amazon. I don't know if I'm keeping it because I can't get the charger to work. Not that I can't get the charger port to open. He's gonna have to get the charger port open for me. I seen this on TikTok, and so I bought it on Amazon because it was cheaper. I got a different version, but it's this. Ugh. And I guess the side heats up. I didn't even know that, but This vibrates, it washes your face, and then this one does your nose. And it vibrates, and it's supposed to get your face cleaner, but the problem is I cannot get this open. It's super silicone-y, so I get it to here and it won't open. So if I can't get it open, I'm gonna have to send it back. So I'm gonna have him try to open it when he gets home because I literally cannot get it open and I cannot charge it and it's completely dead. I'm not really sure how this is gonna work because it's super, these are super movie silicone. I mean, it's gonna have to like super vibrate in order for this to like clean, in my opinion. But it looked really interesting, and I wash my face like every day. I'm like super anal about washing my face. And I was like, well, I'll get one. And they were like $30 on TikTok, $35, but it had a light on the back. Yeah, I've gotten use either Wisdom or Embark. I used Wisdom, and I would say they're pretty accurate. I've done 3 of my dogs. I've done who was that had done? Riley and Sydney because they're sisters, Nikki and Pepper. And they were all pretty similar, but I mean, pretty accurate, but you got to get a good one, which is Wisdom or Embark. I know, what a time to come in when you hear vibrate. It is a face washer, and it's supposed to vibrate, but I can't get the port to open to charge it. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up keeping it or not because I can't get the damn thing to charge because I can't get it open. But yeah, it's supposed to like vibrate and clean your face, but it's like these are like super soft. Like, look at that, like super soft. These ones are a little bit better. And I don't know how if it's gonna be super effective or not. No, Sydney's test literally said she only has 1 brain cell and Riley keeps it. Yeah, no, Riley and Sydney, the problem is they're every bad breed known to man. It's just, they're every horrible breed. They are Blue Heeler, Beagle, Husky, Chihuahua, and like 4 other things. I think they got like 8 or 9 things in them. But they're mainly Blue Heeler, Beagle, with like 8% Husky and 8% Chihuahua. Like, they are every horrible dog breed that acts up in a dog. Well, it's not the fact I need the book, it's the fact I need to get the thing open and I can't open it. So I will tell you the tests run usually about 85 to $100. But I mean, you just stick it and get the saliva on there and then send it off and you find out in like a week and a half. And you'll get a little thing on your phone and you can look it up and it'll tell you all the little percentages and everything. So yeah, that's why they're horrible because they have all the really reactive breeds, all the like asshole don't listen breeds. Yeah, they couldn't have been bred with any worse combination, I don't think. I don't think there's another dog in there that was gonna make it worse at that point. Hi, Bethany. It's just every dog that don't listen, essentially, is in these dogs. And I think that's why Sydney's so goddamn stupid. Riley's not bad, other than wanting to escape the yard, which we have pretty sealed off at this point. Sydney's just... And now she's back to squeaking. So I've had to start using the barker button again. No, it's not batteries, honey. It's... So... Stop it. There's a thing here, but it's done in silicone, so it's like impossible to get open. And once you open this, you can put the charging port in, but it's literally not. Oh, got it! I freaking got it. I got it. Woohoo! Charge it up. Got it. All I needed to do was a demonstration, apparently. I tried going to it from it on the side and kind of pushing it, and it worked. So that was cool. So I did the lymphatic drainage thing, and I'm not quite as puffy in my neck. Obviously, I'm overweight, so I'm going to have, a fat neck. But It's taken down a lot of the puffiness. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm overweight. It is what it is, but the it's taken down a lot, especially right here. It's taken down a little bit here, a little bit here, but this part really feels better. So, hi sissy. Can you please let me up? Yeah, come here. Ugh. So, the guy for the wall's coming at like noon tomorrow, so that's like just another crappy thing. And I don't know when my lawn guy's coming because he didn't get back to me today. But I ain't worried about it. I told him to come whenever he could. I'm not stressing. It's awful. It's gonna be awful whether it's today, tomorrow, or the next day. So she's licking my knee. But yeah, he's gonna be coming. Um, the wall guy's gonna be coming tomorrow. It's kind of pointless for him to come, to be honest, but I guess come out and see what we can get done. But I am getting so close to the end of Dawson's Creek. I'm like, I think I got like not even 7 episodes left. I'm gonna be at the end. I'm gonna be sad. And then I'm gonna watch Ultimatum, Married or Not or whatever. I haven't watched that one yet. And then I think I'm gonna start 911, I think. But I still have a couple movies I need to watch. I have Annabelle Comes Home. I need to rewatch that one. Conjuring, Devil Made Me Do It or whatever. I'm gonna watch that. I'm trying to wait to watch Strangers because I have a friend that comes over and watches movies with me. And I'm trying to wait to see for when she comes over that we could watch it. Because that one I'm looking, and Weapons comes out August 8th. Conjuring comes out September 5th. The Long Walk comes out sometime in September, but I'm not exactly 100% sure when. Um and then I don't know when Running Man comes out, but we're gonna get the remake looks good. I've never seen the original, but the remake looks good, so we're gonna go see that too. It's nice to actually have movies we can go see together because most of the movies that all the movies that I'm gonna go see by myself. I'm seeing The Long Walk by myself, Weapons, Conjuring, all those I'm seeing by myself. He won't watch any of those. But Running Man, we said that looked good, so we'll go watch that one together. Record the noise. What do you mean? Oh, I tried. It doesn't work. I've tried. It's like a it's like a scratchy it's weird. I know that around here we got a lot of these big things that we call them down here. We call them mole rats. They're gigantic. I don't know if it could be one of those or not. Those things are that's what my neighbor sits outside and shoots. Um the dogs have torn apart a few of them. They are sizable. I don't know if it's a mouse. I don't know what it is, but it's been driving me nuts. It was here in the winter, which made sense because, it's cold or whatever. And sometimes we get mice because, farm country. And we left there's a grate on our crawl space that's been left open because it fell off for like months. So I'm pretty sure that's where it's getting in. The problem is I need it out of wherever the hell it is because it's driving me crazy. And I don't know if he's going to be able to get it out of where it is and keep it out of where it is. And then said something about he was going to lay bait. And I'm thinking to myself after I hang up the phone, I have dogs. You can't lay rat bait unless it's going to be laid somewhere where the dogs can't go. Because dogs, I can't have my dogs eating freaking rat bait. But yeah, I can't. I've tried to like get the noise and it just doesn't. They're noisy. They'll be noisy, and it's like they know when I'm trying to record, and then it just quits. So it's frustrating. Yeah, I'm thinking like a mouse or something like that is what I'm thinking, but I'm not 100% sure. So it's really normal. I live out in the country in the mountains. I mean, it happens to a lot of people out here. So, I just want it gone. It's driving me crazy. I was actually gonna go live a little bit earlier than I normally do, but, about 8 o'clock, I was like, "Ah, I might go live," and then it started raining. Well, it started raining about 7:30, 7:30, and then it started storming pretty good, and it stormed pretty good from, like, 9 until what ti was it, 11? Until right before I got on live, so it stormed till 10 something, and it was pretty good. My power got knocked out and everything. My power got knocked out an hour and 20 minutes ago, according to my clock, because it's saying it's 1:20 on my clock. So, it got knocked out an hour and 20 minutes ago. It just went off for a second, but had I been live, it would've cut my internet, so oh, I have no idea, honey, I have no idea. I don't know. I wish I did know, but I don't. But yeah, he called me and he's like, "Do you still want me to come out tomorrow?" And I was like, "Sure. But if you're gonna charge me, you can turn right back around because I have like $10 until Friday." I had to buy entirely too much shit this week. But I will have fridge shelves soon. Fridge baskets, sorry. All my shelves are intact. It's just the baskets all fell off and broke. So I'll have 2 baskets soon. They shipped out today. Supposedly they shipped out today. Yeah, the guy texts me. I'm sitting at the vet's office waiting for Finnick to be seen. I get a text message of he's outside the tow guy's outside my mechanic and he's like, "Delivered." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." So I don't know when my mechanic's gonna let me know what's going on, but nothing I can do. Oh, I don't think it's a skunk. No, I don't think it's a skunk. I think it's something fairly small. No, my wall's only, this wide or whatever, or however wide it is. It's not that wide, so it can't be anything that crazy. I wouldn't think. This just started happening this winter. And then it went away and everything was fine, and then about a week ago I started hearing it again. And I'm thinking to myself, "Dude, it's not even cold out. What are you doing?" I haven't heard it while I've been sitting here. That's another thing, like, because it comes and goes. I haven't heard it while I've been sitting here. But yeah, so I haven't looked at Finnick's tail, but he's not acting any kind of way. Trying to catch him to look at his butt is not exactly easy. But I mean, he's acting good, so I'm figuring he's doing all right. I'll try to wrangle him and check it here in the morning. But I got 2 pain pills in him and his antibiotic. No, sorry. I got 1 pain pill in him and 2 antibiotics. And I guess they're supposed to do both of them for 5 days. So I'm glad I got in today. She's like, "I could tell you really wanted to come in today." I'm like, I was gonna wait like a week and see if it, and they were like, "Well, it could be an ingrown hair," because according to the picture, they thought maybe it could be an ingrown hair. And I'm like, I've seen tumors like this on my ferret's tail though. They looked a lot like this, so maybe they weren't tumors. I don't know, but he said that he thinks that it looks like he got bit by something, whether it was a bee or a spider. He said it could have even have been a small snake, but whatever it was got infected, and then that's why it was growing and whatever is because it got a little abscess to it from being infected. So I'm glad I got the antibiotics in him real quick because if I would have waited a week, it could have been a lot worse. So I'm happy with that overall. So I got everything, literally everything that I set it out to do, I got done today. Now tomorrow I just got to call the lawyer and the mortgage company, and the guy's coming at 12. And then I got to find out what's going on with my lawn guy. But I'm not super worried about all that. I'm just hoping that that's a mistake and I don't owe that cuz I don't understand why I would owe it. My They gave me a price to pay off my bankruptcy. It said it's paid in full. My mortgage was not affected by my bankruptcy because we re something, not refinance, but I can't remember the name of it. We re whatevered it, and so it was like had to be put in the bankruptcy, but it wasn't affected payment wise by the bankruptcy. So I don't know why they would say that I owe anything because I'm up to date on my mortgage. I pay it every month. It's auto deducted. I don't know why it would say that. So I don't know. I'm going to get a hold of them and find out what's going on. But if I owe it, I owe it. I mean, it's my house. I can't fuck around with that. I'll just be frustrated, but such is life, I guess. Nothing you could really do. You got to do what you got to do. So, God, I have a insect going and it's making my throat hurt. It doesn't usually happen, but for some reason it's making my throat hurt. I don't know why I keep saying that. It keeps orientation is locked. Perfect. I don't want the orientation to change. I'm not going to get paid from YouTube this month, I don't think. Because you have to make a certain threshold before they'll send it to you, and I'm like $10 short. So, because I haven't put out like almost any content and I hadn't been going live until the last couple days, really. So, I'm gonna miss the threshold by like $4 probably. Whoops. That's my own fault. I should have been doing what I should have been doing, and I wasn't, and so I have nobody to blame but myself. So that just means it'll roll over till next month, and then I'll get paid next month. Because I'll meet it next month, because I'll be like $10 short this month. I think I'm $10 short right now. Something, I think. I don't know. Anyway. My hair is... I think he's right. I think I'm getting some, like, white hair in here. Stop telling me my orientation. I know, I don't care. Anyway, so I just wanted to give everybody a heads up on the drama that has been the past couple days and how I got it fairly sorted, except for whatever the hell is going on with this weird letter I got. So, oh no, I knew it. I knew it. That sucks. You're gonna have to. How are you gonna be able to go to? You could go to an urgent care. Go to an urgent care. Because I think that would work. Because you don't want to let that. You don't want to let that. Strep's like a pretty big deal. So I wouldn't wait. I know you're coming home on Wednesday. I mean, you could probably try to wait till Wednesday and be seen by your doctor, but then you'd have to get in and everything. I mean, it might be better just to go to urgent care up there. Because if it's already red and hurts, you probably ended up picking it up from them. And you're going to definitely need antibiotics. Yeah, I would go tomorrow to an urgent care, personally. That's what I would do. I should have known because I was like, how's your throat doing? You're like, oh, it's fine. I'm not even thinking you need a couple days for it to like catch, like a couple days for it to get in there and fester, Yeah, you could just go to an urgent care. I got yesterday, was it yesterday? I want to say it was yesterday. Yeah, I was on the way home from the movies. We stopped over to Papa John's to get him a papadilla and to get me some breadsticks. And this is going to be the weirdest complaint ever, but it was so valid. Even my husband said it. My cheese sticks had too much cheese. Like, to the point, like, it wasn't even good. Like, I had to scrape cheese off of the cheese sticks because it was, like, this thick to, like, almost no bread, and because of the way it was so thick, it wasn't cooked properly. What's this channel about? Just me bullshitting. Bitching about life. Nothing great, nothing spectacular, nothing to